Some people are, I would probably say, a little confused as to the reason why someone invented the speakerphone option. I would say, my assumption, y'all can Google that later on your own time. I would say it was probably intended initially for like the office like conference room type of environment when there's more than one person on one end, and whether it's one person on the other end or at least more than one person on that end, trying to have a conversation. And yeah, because otherwise, and here's my 3GS as a little helper. Otherwise, it's just like, hey, what'd you say? Okay, tell them too. What? Okay, tell them too. So, all right, we got speakerphone in an office setting. So then here comes the cell phone. Speakerphone option. Keyword option, meaning not for all the time. And then there's the public setting. If you put your phone on speaker, you don't need to hold it up to your ear. I would say the reason behind speakerphone outside of a type of conference call on a cell phone is when your hands aren't available to hold it. Prior to us getting the lovely Bluetooth devices for your private listening purposes. But oh my goodness, how many of us have experienced minding our own business and we feel like we should like chime in on the conversation where somebody's like this or like this and it's on speakerphone. We don't want to hear your conversation. We don't. Sometimes they can be quite interesting, but I can probably say for the most part, we don't want to hear it. Take it off of speakerphone. Hold it up to your ear like a normal person, and yes, I'm gonna say normal. Um, stop it. Stop it. No. Get either something. Maybe you left them at home that day. If you're that person that left them at home that day, okay. And your hands aren't free. If you could call them back when we aren't around, that would be appreciated. There was now this is I guess more on the etiquette side. When you go to the movie theater, I mean they even tell us at the beginning. They tell us right. I think it's right before the trailers start. Put your phone on vibrate. I mean now it's like we have to say. Not just vibrate, do not disturb, turn your brightness down. Sure, I mean, I guess if it's an emergency, well, then step out. Don't, you got the brightness shining all the way up to the rest of us further up above you, or sit on the very last row, and at the end, where there's nobody else that can see your really, really bright phone, interrupting the film that they paid the same amount of money for. And yeah, you're just being that one person, or sometimes it's multiple. I go mostly during the day because y'all just annoy me in the evening time. Hey, let's flat out. But oh man, this one lady, she was a granny. Her phone's ringing. I don't know what movie I was checking out, but her phone rang, and then she dropped it. I guess she went into panic mode. So she dropped the phone, and you hear, I could tell people above, one row below, they were trying to help her. So there was a little bit of a commotion down there, and I'm just like, oh, come on, turn it off. But I didn't say anything. I could see in a little bit of in the darkness that she was an older woman, and so she's not gonna be as fast depending on her age. So I'm gonna be patient and I'm not gonna say anything. But this one dude, he couldn't tell. He was way down below. All I heard was, turn it off! And I was like, oh. And then I hear her go, I'm trying. I was like, oh, Granny. I was like, don't yell at her. But yeah, come on, man. Vibrate. If you don't know what it is, ask someone. If it's your first cell phone, yeah, well, maybe ask someone. Hopefully, you have some people, a nice support team in your circle. But you have to ask someone. I can't even say most phones, but as we know, the good old faithful iPhone, it's been in the same spot. That's ringing, and that's vibrate. Of course, now we have do not disturb, but of course the alarms. And people that know me, I have a ton of alarms. But when I know I'm going to a movie theater or any type of event where well, church, or any place, I will look to see what alarm could possibly go off, because I don't want to be that person. I mean, our speakers just get better and better, so you're gonna hear it across the room. Even if you don't know what you're hearing, you're gonna hear something. I mean, heck, one time I forgot to put on vibrate, and later on, I was at my parents' house, and my mother said, "So that's what I heard." She was sitting on the front row in church, and I was in the back, and it was that loud. And our congregation, gosh, I should probably know this number. I think we can seat like 400 to 500 people. I don't know. I should know this, but yeah, I was like, "Oh, you heard that, huh?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Nope." I know there's like way more settings. Oh, and the loud people. Okay. If you need to have a conversation, try to step somewhere else. Of course, we'd all appreciate if you get some sort of private listening devices to where only you could hear the conversation. But then, there's the part that we can hear from you. I know that some people don't know that they're a loud speaker, loud talker. I'm going to assume that someone in your life has told you that can you talk lower? There's a little volume that we have on our devices. Slide the old dial. And can you turn your voice down so when you are on the phone, we don't hear you not talking at this level, but way louder. You're too loud. We don't want to hear even you, for crying out loud. And then when you're in a tight space, like, on a train, or a bus, public transportation, New York, I mean, that's most of what exists there and wherever else, but you're in close quarters with people, and I can understand being upset with someone on the other side, but can you control a little bit of that? When I'm in public, I will prior to having any type of Bluetooths, because I think 3. When I'm in public and I'm on the phone, maybe it's a quick call and I didn't, put my listening devices in, and this is my normal speaking voice, yes. But if it's something personal, then yeah, you talk lower. Not like, "Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. I don't understand it. Blah, 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 blah." And then we're just like, "Shut up." I'm not saying that everyone needs to get some sort of, personal listening devices. Some people, Bluetooth, brain cancer. Just be more considerate of you're out in public with a phone, whatever year you've had your phone. Just, come on, man. Find out what the silent mode is. Something. We don't want to hear it. Not meaning you in the conversation. Of course, we're going to hear it ringing. But movie theaters, graduations, church, wherever else, some sort of event that's, formal, and, if you're out at a, birthday party, I mean, sure, okay. But, no, dude. As always, I don't pretend to have it all together, but I need y'all to catch up. Number 6.